Why are you here? You're here to outwork. You're here to outtrain. You're here to win.
Here, talking to two-time PA state champ, Edmond Ruth. Hey, thanks for taking the time to talk to me tonight.
My pleasure.
Hey, we've never talked before, and I just wanted to get a sense a little bit about who you are as a person. I know you recently committed to Lehigh. You're wearing the sweatshirt. You also come from a kind of a pretty famous wrestling family. How old were you when you started wrestling?
I can't really exactly remember, but I feel maybe when I started taking it a little bit more serious, maybe 8 years old. I
8
think.
years old? Yeah.
hmm
And what was it that you had an older brother who was a successful wrestler, but what was it that made you want to take it more seriously?
I guess somewhere in my middle school year, that's when I started to get a lot better, and then I just kept on winning some matches and then learning from my mistakes. And I think somewhere in my middle school years when I actually started picking up the pace more.
What did you like about the sport?
Hmm. Well, I like how it kind of teaches me a lot about life and how to overcome the little things. But I guess the main thing was probably just keep my body in shape and winning.
Did you participate in other sports while you were young?
I did soccer and I did football soccer when I was in elementary and football 1 year when I was in middle school.
And wrestling won out over all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You grew up in the hotbed of wrestling, Pennsylvania, District 3, right? District 3?
Mhm.
Yep. Tell me a little bit about how you approach facing tough competition on a regular basis.
Well, I just think somehow whichever way my bad. I know I had tough I can't see. I know I had tough competition, but one way or another, I got to get through them somehow. So either I got to start right at the beginning, or get to them at in the finals and stuff like that. So one way or another, I had to overcome it.
What kind of self-talk do you have going on when you're wrestling in a tough match? Are you talking to yourself like get to an attack, or are you just like in a flow state?
I usually look at the clock and then look at the score, and depending how much I'm up or down by, then then I had to think, all right, well, what's my next move? And then after that, then I had to had to execute it before the time runs out.
That you're 18. I'm not sure how old your brother Ed is. I know there's kind of how old is he?
28.
28. So there's quite an age separation there. But did you guys ever wrestle around the house and put any holes in the wall?
Nah, that was him and his older brother.
Him and his older brother did that. You never got in on that stuff.
Nah, I was too little.
Too little. You didn't take. Did you ever take advantage of anybody who was being beaten and get a cheap shot in or a fun shot?
Not that I can remember, but I remember they were always beating me up. So
Really?
yeah, so I just kind of keep my distance.
Now, do you ever tease Ed that you have more state titles than him?
No, because he could tease me back, saying that he has three national titles. So
Okay. All
yeah.
right. Now, at one point, I thought there were some rumors that you were going to be moving to California this year. Was there anything behind that? And did that change because you were going to go to Lehigh?
No, it is. I went out there. I was planning to stay out there, but some other issues came up. Kind of can't really talk about them, to the public, but
Okay.
there is some issues that stay out in California, so I had to come back.
Okay. Did you know you were going to go to Lehigh when you were even entertaining that idea, or did that happen after the fact?
Um, Lehigh was always one of my top 3 or top 2 picks, but I wasn't so sure because I wanted to check out other colleges. But once I came back, and thought about more, I knew Lehigh probably gonna be my best option.
Gotcha. Now, you've been really successful as a high school wrestler here. What, if you look back, what have you picked up, or what kind of advice would you give yourself as a freshman to make the transition better?
Hmm. I guess work on top more and just work on top more and learn just to ignite the fire sooner.
Where do you get that competitive edge from? Like when I've seen you wrestle a few times, you've got a quiet intensity, fire I feel coming out of you. Where's that competitive feel come from?
I'm not really sure, but most of us don't like losing, and I don't like to give my opponent, the upper hand or give them the win. So usually, either I give them hell or I come out on top. So it's just one or the other. So like, and me being quiet and everything, usually, like I learned I can't really give in to my emotions, and like I don't like to be like the dirty wrestler because I feel like if you're a dirty wrestler, then you can't really beat them on like just being normal. So I feel like if I try to cheap shot them or do something unnecessary, then I'm just like kind of cheating the match. But if I can beat them just being like calm as a cucumber, being focused in anything, and I beat them that way, then I know if I really want to like put the hurt on them or like take it up another notch, then it's gonna be a lot of pain.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Uh, you're about to make the transition after this year to college. At this point, who's been the biggest influence on your wrestling? Whether parents, coaches, other wrestlers?
Biggest influence probably has to be my coaches and teammates. Um, I'm not sure which teammate have done the most, but I know like just a collection of wrestling like with really good guys, and then like other guys coming into my wrestling club just to practice with me or going to another area
Yeah.
to go practice. But the coach that helped me the most.
Go ahead.
So yeah, my former high school coach from Susquehanna that's now coaching at Hershey High. He's the new high school coach. He coached me a lot through high school, and then Peterson, who coached me for like 3 years now. He used to work at this is called Pitt University, I think. But now he's coaching at Hershey. He got his own little club. I forgot what was the name of it. It's like HTC or something like that.
Huh.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's not the name, but it's kind of like that. But yeah, I go to his club and he helps me a lot. And then I had my old coaches, the Iron Eagle coach. It was this Chris Pryor and Murat. Those are my old like kind of like middle school, a little bit of high school coaches.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
those that helped me the most.
So tell me a little bit about the recruiting process. A lot of guys I talk to tell me it's stressful. They're happy it's over when they're done. What was it like for you?
Uh, it's there's a lot of like you need this and you need that. Then like you think you're good, but then like oh you still need to get this. So it's like it is a lot. But then once you like go on those visits and stuff like that, that's where it's fun. That's where you can have like the most fun during the whole recruiting process. But then once you come back home, then you got all this other stuff to worry about. But I mean, for the most part, it was okay because like my parents were helping me out. But I think it's been a little bit stressful at times. But learn to get over it.
If there's a kid out there who's similar in skill to you, who's a sophomore in high school, what advice would you give them for the recruiting process?
Uh, Talk to as much coach as you can. Make sure you take your visits when it's possible, and really just really try to get in communications with the coaches. that's the biggest thing I have to say. And then make sure you have all your paperwork ready. At least have your transcript, and then I think there might be something else. But I just tell them take as much talk as much to the coach as you can, and try to get in contact with them.
Got it. Who was your primary contact at Lehigh?
Uh, Kind of hard to say. Can't remember, but I feel like I was probably mainly talking to Hughes and Pat Centora,
Yeah.
but like they all kind of came together, so they like it was kind of equal
Yeah.
between like Pat, Brad, and Hughes.
What's it like? I'm sure. Were you allowed to wrestle in the room on a visit, or just watch practice?
We just watched practice.
What What's the vibe like when you're watching the Lehigh team practice? It's a great facility upstairs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just a whole bunch of like older men who's like who's on another level, and like yeah, that's it. Just feels like just a whole different vibe and everything. Everybody's like much tougher. Even like the people that are like 20 pounds lighter than you, they're still tough. They're almost as tough as like going to like wrestling like kids at a national event, even though they're like 20 and 30 pounds lighter than you.
Yeah.
And the ones that are like their weight, they're just like you're almost like facing the people in the finals and stuff like that. Or just probably, well, most of them are always tougher than that.
Got it. Um, can you tell us what ultimately tipped the scale in Lehigh's favor, or why you chose them? I mean, you had a pretty long list.
Um, Main thing what really tipped was the school, and once I took like a official visit, then it kind of like that had me set because it seemed like a really nice family there, and they're always like they're really willing to help me out. That was just the main thing.
Gotcha. Uh, this deal, gonna dive into your mind a little bit here. How do you deal with losses mentally?
Yeah, I just had to think, what did I lose in? Why did I lose that? And what can I do to better like prepare for the next match? Because it does suck to lose, but if it happens, there's nothing you can really do. All you can do is learn from it. And I don't try to blame it on anybody else. I mainly try to blame it on myself. But after a loss, I try not to get too much bent out of shape. I usually just like if it's a good match, I'll tell myself, all right, it was a good match. He didn't really do anything like crazy. Like he didn't try to break my arm, or the ref wasn't, like not paying attention to the match. So I'll say it was a good match and stuff like that because I had like a lot of losses, and a lot of them were just like on like a good cause and stuff like that. I truly been beat, or like my head wasn't in it. But then have been once like once a while there have been a few where something like shouldn't have like something that happened shouldn't have happened. And me what caused me to lose the match. But then I also think even though like this person made a wrong call or this kid did that, I still shouldn't have had let him get to the point where he was able to win, because I should have been able to put more points on the board so if I get in those situations, I'm still winning.
Gotcha. What were you like? Came back from a pretty tough Super 32 tournament recently. What do you like to watch in the room after an event like that at practice?
Watching the room, um, I don't know. I kind of took it a little bit easy and just kind of have to like recuperate because I was really close to placing, but I just fell really short. So I just kind of like went back home. I wasn't really like quiet the whole ride because when I got back onto the van, me and my buddies were all laughing, having a good time and stuff like that. And then we all had good hopes and stuff like that. We were all pretty cheerful. But like once I got back to the wrestling room, I kind of just took it a little bit easy.
Gotcha. If a Lehigh fan was watching you wrestle right now, how in the practice room, how would they describe you? How do you describe yourself? Are you an intense guy? You playing around? You have fun? You have multiple personalities? And different points? What's Edmond Ruth all about?
I say like most of them, they'll see that like I usually click with a lot of kids and stuff like that, and usually make like good bonds with everybody. And most of the time, like when I'm in the room, I usually tend to have like a good vibe, and a lot of people want to practice with me, and I am the jokester. Sometimes I joke a little bit too much, but when it's like when I need to practice or like when you like ask to wrestle me with wrestling live, most times go like I'll go pretty hard. But if we really get into a serious match, then like I usually like get like quiet and stuff like that, and like try to like get into the zone and work my magic. But usually, you know, practice wise, when it's come like practicing, a little bit slow. But then once it gets alive, then I usually get pretty quiet and get into the zone.
Gotcha. If you could write a wrestling script for the next 5 years, tell me some of the highlights you'd want to put in there for your goals.
Well, one thing I want to say is like people always gonna compare me to my brother and tell me, he got three, you should go get a four and stuff like that. You want to make it happen. And most of the time when people tell me like, so, you going for four titles, I can understand that most people are thinking, oh, like this, everybody always want to go for four titles. But then like I feel like in the back of their heads, they're always like, they're thinking about my brother, how he got three, and they're just telling me, hey, you should go get four. And I don't really like to be compared with my brother. But usually for me, I think how I want my next 5 years, I basically just want to like keep on practicing and just improve every way just to become the best that I can be. Because I believe if I become the best I can be, then I should be able to get that four titles and stuff like that. But I don't really like when people tell me, so you're going for four, just tell me, just try to be the best wrestler you can be. And once I get there, once I keep on improving constantly and just keep on getting better and better every day, then I should be able to shine.
Got it. Do you ever wrestle freestyle?
hmm
Which one do you prefer, folk or free?
Uh, I don't know. It's kind of hard. I've done Greco. I think Greco is probably like my favorite
No kidding.
out of the three.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. They're all kind of, I guess, the same maybe, but for Greco, I kind of like it better because when I like when I do like Greco and freestyle tournaments, most times I do better in Greco than I do in freestyle.
Huh. You
Yeah,
think is that a body type or is it a technique or what do you think
Uh,
that is?
mainly it's just like since Greco's mainly upper body, and that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
They usually like guys can't run from it. If they run from it, then they get hit with a
Right.
fall.
Fleeing.
But in freestyle Greco, that's more of like a ref match.
Yeah.
How like folk style is. So like they can. I've wrestled a lot of guys where they usually stick their head right here. You're not supposed to
Right.
stick their head right there. It's Greco, but yeah, I had to do what I had to do. But I place higher in Greco than I do in freestyle.
Do you see yourself wrestling at a senior level when you're done, or is that just too far down the road to see?
You mean senior level? You mean like
Like international, like the World Championships and Olympics. I mean, you're going to stick with wrestling after college.
I'm not sure. I have plans. Well, I really want to kind of pursue doing like film,
Uh-huh.
editing and stuff like that. Because that's something I enjoy. I was thinking about competing in the Olympics and stuff like that, but I don't know because I have been thinking about doing that, but I also really want to do like film editing and directing, and because that's what I really enjoy. And in my school, we have this like little kind of um, like a news teamish kind of thing, where like we go like record the news and then like edit it and then send it out to like have it in our school. We send it out to each teacher and they play in the morning, and I enjoy doing that. But like we have our own little segments where we get to like edit things and like make a like little skit And what I do most of the time, because I usually don't really like get up there and like be like the anchor man and tell them what's going on, because I'm not really too big on that. I can act, but I do like telling people what to do and like saying, all right, I need you to do this, and this is how I'm gonna get it. And then I'm usually the cameraman because I understand like what kind of angle I want. And like it's kind of funny because I remember there was like I had this like little kind of like I guess what you call it a skit. But I have like a skit where this kid he goes and does like a sport, and so what I do, I'll record and I usually have like the idea of like what he's gonna do, what he's gonna say, and how it's gonna play out. And so then I'm always directing and recording and stuff like that. And then sometimes I have someone edit, but I don't even like how he edits.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
little, it doesn't really flow as I expected, but sometimes it's good. But
Okay.
I remember one day, um, I didn't like I wasn't there to like help direct them and record. So when I saw like all the stuff that he got, like the footage he got, it was just like I was sitting there. I was like, wow, I totally had a different way of getting this done. And like with him, it was kind of hard for him to like tell the his actor, what to do or what he wanted to say because cause like he seemed a little nervous and like he seemed a little nervous. It was weird. But then usually when I'm recording, I tell him, all right, I want you to say this, or I ask him like, what do you think you should say? But then like yes, I ask him like, what should you say, or give him something to say. Then he usually gets it done. But then when he was like the other kid was directing, it was kind of like that one kid felt a little awkward and it wasn't really as good. And then like he didn't have no build up to the story, so it was kind of confusing. But I just kind of found that a little interesting that I can like I feel like I direct better than this kid, and I just kind of thought like, huh. So I guess I do have like a kind of like a act for directing and filming.
Gotcha. What's your major going to be? Do you know at Lehigh?
I would like to do something in arts because it usually like I said, recording and editing. That's something I really enjoy. But then also if I can learn how like people act, then I can get better emotions out of them or tell them what I want to do because I understand how I understand what they can what they're capable of. And also I do enjoy kind of like just design and stuff like that. I like you can get kind of creative.
Gotcha. Now you said if we watched you at practice, you have a kind of a loose kind of you're the funny guy sometimes at practice. Now do you
Mhm.
break that out when you're trying to get something out of somebody? Like you lighten the scene up or
Um, Sometimes I try. Usually, like, when I'm a different person when it comes to like when the wrestling world, usually I'm like very open and I'm like laughing. But when I'm in school, I'm very quiet. I don't really talk as much. But if I know you and like I'm comfortable around you, then like I kind of become funny and loud and stuff like that. How I am in the wrestling world, but I kind of want to like so like when I'm directing these kids, I'm usually quiet, but I'm talking more because I got to tell them what I want. But I'm trying to like get out of that mold so I can you know kind of yeah like you said lighten up the mood and everything and make them feel comfortable. But I think for like how it is now, like I'm kind of getting better at making sure everybody's like feeling good or doing what they need to do.
gotcha. Did you watch the recent World Championships?
Nah.
No. Have you watched NCAA championships in the past?
Um, I usually don't watch it on my own. If I would watch it, then I'll watch it like with some friends or like if somebody put it up. I think the last one I watched was when Penn State had five
In the
NCAA champions.
finals. Yeah. So,
That's the one I watched. I didn't watch it like all the way through, but I think I watched most of the finals.
is there anybody that you like watching in the college level now?
Mm, not a big. I don't. I'm not a big
No.
fan of watching wrestling on my own,
Okay.
but I'm not sure who. I don't really have a idea of that.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
I don't really have like a number one favorite person I like to watch.
Okay. Uh, One word answers. You can do more. Describe the recruiting process.
Long.
Favorite food?
Mm. It's tough. I don't know.
Okay. Coach
Can
Santoro.
Coach Santoro? Uh, I have like a couple words. Like, what was it? I guess. Well, mm, this is tough. I have a couple words. And I'm trying to pick out the words I want to say. But I guess I want to, like, calm guy, plain, and determined.
Got it. Are you a gamer?
A little bit.
What do you play?
Um, like once in a while I'll play, but I feel like once I have like my own little area and I have like a setup, I'll probably be playing a little bit more. But now I kind of play like adventurous games, sometimes shooter games, but I do like a good puzzle game.
Okay. What What is your relationship like with cutting weight? Like, are you a weight cutter?
Not really. I could do it, but if I don't have to, I'd rather not. Like my first 2 years of high school, I had to cut at least 8 to 10 pounds. In my junior year, I barely had to cut because I went up 2 weight classes, and this year I'm going to have to cut at least like 5 pounds,
What do you weigh right now?
like 170, 177, 176,
And what will you wrestle in the high school season?
most likely 170. But I'm going to probably start at 182 and then come down, and once a while,
And then come down.
for
Got it.
safety.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell the Lehigh fans or Pennsylvania wrestling fans or Edmond Ruth fans?
Uh, I guess what I want to say to Lehigh fans is I'm happy to come along and be a part of the Lehigh community, and I would like, and most likely I would keep once like when I'm wearing the Lehigh jacket or the singlet, always be like I would never do anything wrong. I always be on like the good side of Lehigh, showing them in the best light possible. Even when I'm not wearing it, I'm still going to be like the best person I can possible, just to give Lehigh that you know that look of we're the like we recruit good kids and stuff like that. And the same thing with all my other with all the recruits and my partners, well, going to be soon partners at Lehigh. All of them are all well respected kids, and they always show Lehigh in the best light possible.
I'm not sure if have you looked at their wrestling schedule? Will you be at any of their home matches this year?
Mm, wasn't really planning to.
Okay.
Like, there's a possibility. Like, if they, I don't know, if they send me a ticket or tell me about it, I'll think about it.
Got it. I just wanted to see if I was going to see you Matt side. All right. Hey, well, I appreciate you taking the time, and I'll see you. I'll see you at some point during the wrestling season. I'm sure watching you put somebody on their back.
All right.